what I'm doing right now is dipping it into the whey to kind of mold it like taffy. Hi. Hey, I just told Jim, I told her to run and grab the camera because I'm making something and I didn't expect it to be successful.
She wasn't gonna share.
Look at this mozzarella that I'm making. It's just so awesome. I hope you can see it. Jim, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, I was watching Art and Homesteading, and they were making mozzarella cheese a couple months ago, and so I went and looked at it, and I went, well, I've made it before, but my recipe always called for a microwave, and I don't have a microwave anymore, so I didn't know how to do it. And what I'm doing right now is dipping it into the whey to kind of mold it like taffy and get the vinegar out. But this, all I did was I set out a gallon of raw milk this morning for probably about 3 or 4 hours. And then I poured it into this pot, and I got it hot enough that I could stick my hand in and then go, oh, that's uncomfortable, let me pull my hand out. As soon as it was that, I added 1 cup of vinegar, white distilled vinegar. And it immediately went into this amazing thing. And then what you do is you keep dipping it into the whey as you stretch it, and then that takes the vinegar's taste out of it.
This looks like a real messy process. So if you like making messes, this is for you.
Look how fun.
That does look good.
And I'm wearing gloves because it's really hot. And
so the gloves helping?
Well, yeah.
A little.
A little. So we're going to test it and see what.
Do I get to test too, or are you just going to be the tester?
Come over in front of the camera.
Oh, she's going to get me on camera one way or the other.
There's a little bit of vinegary taste.
Got your finger. I like this. The texture is happening good.
Well, I'm making homemade pizza, and I hadn't started it yet because, anyway. So what I've done first is I made whole wheat pizza dough. Now I'm making my mozzarella cheese, and so we're gonna have fresh mozzarella on top.
So if she had started this off with confidence, she would have been videoing the whole thing.
So anyway.
So you probably have your favorite pizza dough, so you can use that. But you need to tell about your pizza dough, what you did.
Okay, so
she did good.
I used my Bosch.
She just got a very
I have wanted a Bosch my whole life, and my daughter-in-law just got another one that she inherited, so she gave me hers. And
she also had inherited.
Which she also had inherited. And this one's probably 30 years old.
Yeah.
And it works fantastic. So anyway, I just put my yeast and a teaspoon of sugar, 2 teaspoons of yeast, 2 teaspoons of sugar with a cup of water. And let it do in a little bowl, let it do what yeast does. And then I added a tablespoon of olive oil to it. In the Bosch maker, I had 2 3/4 cups of whole wheat flour. The recipe calls for white flour. I just use whole wheat in everything. And a teaspoon.
We didn't mill this. This is
No, I did not mill this one. This is Bob's Red Mill. And a teaspoon and 1/4 of salt. And then you just add the mixture of the yeast to that, swirl it around, and boom, it came into a ball, and it's resting over there.
I'm going to do the over there.
Okay.
Da 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 da. 2 little balls. See? It's going to be good.
And then next, what I am going to do is make homemade pizza sauce from our garden with our tomatoes, our basil, our onions, and garlic from our neighbor who gave us a bunch of garlic. So I'm going to put this into a ball now. And then set it aside so that I can cut it and put it on the pizza. So the pizza is also going to have sliced fresh tomatoes on the top, sliced basil or fresh basil, and it's going to have ground sausage from our dear friend here who raises her pigs and finishes them out on chestnuts. She raises them completely organic, and
yeah, she has a sizable chestnut orchard that she doesn't really harvest, but the pigs do.
Is that good? Can you see it?
Exceptional, yeah.
Yay! There it is. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. All right, so I made this incredible sauce. You have to see it. Look at this. It's thick, and it's now back to me. And I didn't let you see me make it. So I'll make it again. So let me just tell you how I made it. So I just took an onion and a half and I diced it up, and I sauteed it in olive oil, and then I took 4 cloves of garlic and diced them up really fine and put them in about 4 minutes after that with some fresh basil, fresh thyme, and fresh oregano. And I just let those saute. And then we got, supposed to be 5 pounds, but we got how many, Jim?
It was 4 pounds, 14 ounces, something like that.
Of tomatoes from our garden. Now, whenever you read stuff about tomatoes, it tells you that you're supposed to take the things and boil them in, take the tomatoes, put them in boiling water, plunge them into cold water, take the skin off, take all the seeds out. I don't do that. I cut off the ends that might be bad, anything that's bad, dice them all up, throw everything in. You can see that it turned out amazing. And then, and I've had it cooked now it's been on for 2 hours, and you cook it with the lid off because that makes it thick. And I used my kitchen blender in there and just went like this. I didn't even get on the bottom because I didn't want to ruin the bottom of my pan. I just did this, and it just took all the tomato chunks and made them smooth. So excited. So then here, I've just got little bits of the sausage, and I'm not putting a lot on. We don't need, in fact, this is done. We don't need a lot of meat. I just like to have some meat on there. So, there we go. Oh, did you see that?
Yeah, I think he dripped some oil on the burner there.
I'll set it there. And then Jim just brought in fresh basil. You should smell it.
Smell.
Smell. You just made him dizzy.
All right.
And then
pretend you're smelling basil.
And then fresh tomatoes, which we're just going to do some halves on the top. And then he brought me in a fresh pepper, which I didn't even ask for, and I'm so excited.
Well, the pepper plant was right next to the basil plant, and there were several of them on there, so I figured I would grab one.
And these are not hot, so I'm just going to put a few across the top. Oh, and in all fairness, I should say that in my pizza sauce, I did put a few of the red pepper flakes, so it just gives it a tiny bit of a kick. Did you like the kick, Jim?
Yes, it's superb. It's
okay.
Great flavor.
So then what I have done is I've taken the pizza dough, just one of them, and I've just rolled it out so it's flat here. And I'm going to put some olive oil on it. Now,
cute brushes.
our oven does not work. It died this week. So I am making an on top of the stove pizza in a
cast iron
skillet. So I've got my skillet hot, and you're gonna hear this sizzle right now. And what you do is you just let it cook long enough that it has a little bit of gold on the bottom, just a couple, and then it kind of poofs up. If you've ever made a scone, when I was a little girl, my mom made scones whenever she'd make bread and she'd roll it out. Not the scones that look like biscuits, but bread dough that's rolled out. I guess it's more called Navajo
Fry bread.
fry bread. So that's what we had.
If you're
and
from the
now look
Southwest.
down, show them this. See
Bubbling?
the way it's bubbling up? I'm gonna reach over you. I don't think it's gonna be, oh, it is. Okay, so I'm supposed to knock these down and then turn it over. This is thicker dough than I would like, I can tell that. So we'll see. I'm gonna turn this fire down and now I'm gonna put some sauce on it. I am so excited about homemade tomato anything. This
From
is
our
the
homegrown tomato.
This is the kind of processed food you want to have. Food that you've processed yourself. Okay, so there is that. Now I'm just going to put the sausage going around. And like I say earlier, this is sausage that is pasture-raised pork, finished on chestnuts, locally here. Just about 3 miles from our house. Okay. And last but not least, our mozzarella cheese. And Jim, you want to show me doing this? I'm just going to take it and slice it. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to turn that way down so at the bottom doesn't burn. And then I'm going to take this one and turn it upside down. And hold our breath.
How long does that stay?
You know, not very, like 2 minutes, if that. But I'm going to check the bottom just to make sure that we're not burning it. Nope, we're good. Okay. So this is a day. Oh, this has been a day. So I dehydrated the rest of the squash and made cheese and made sauce and vlogged and talked to people on our homestead group and done a lot of other stuff. So it's been a really good day and we will show you the results in a moment. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Voila.
Voila. Pull that back, pull out a pizza cutter, which is right here. You do the honors. I think next time we'll use like half, like divide the dough, which it had me divided in two because I'm putting it in a smaller skillet. I would only use a fourth of it. I don't think it needs to be that thick. It's not that thick, but you know. Is this one?
Yeah.
Whoa! It fell off.
There you go.
All right, how about a pancake turner? That my thing I had right here.
you.
All right, let's.
We are going to enjoy this.